Welcome back to another episode of Excalibur CCG TV's Talking Comics. We are your hosts. I'm Randy.
I'm Mark, and that's Riggs.
And that's Riggs, making me laugh already. Every week we come to you to talk about new comic books that will be on the shelves every Wednesday. The Wednesday we're talking about this week is May 16th, 2018.
Indeed.
So we are on the third of the 5 weeks in May.
Oh, we got a 5 week.
We have a 5 week.
We got a 5 weeker.
Better call this one in, boss. Now that I say that, I'm hoping that's going to be the right time. Or is it
Yeah, because it'd be the 23rd and the 1st.
Okay, yeah. I'm all off on with you being off tomorrow is throwing me off. I'm feeling Friday already, so it's like my numbers for days are all askew. But it is what it is. If you have never visited our store before and you are wanting to, there are 2 ways that you can easily find out how to visit either our Shreveport, Louisiana location or our Texarkana, Texas location. That is going on to our Facebook page or our website, ExcaliburCCG.com. Find the directions, find the phone number. One way or another, you're going to get to the store. So, there are no announcements yet.
Not yet, but we should have one soon.
Soon. We should have a big one soon that everybody has been asking about. Wish we would have had that announcement probably about a month ago.
Probably should have, but
it is what it is. But to make up for that, we have a whole lot of number ones to talk about this week. It just so happens that most of these number ones are either one-shots
or miniseries. Not much new ongoing going on.
But they're number ones.
They are number ones.
If there is a number one, we must talk about it.
Yes.
Usually. There's some we leave out. But you get to start us off with a fun one.
Oh, man. One of my favorite movies. This is a prequel to it, I think. This is from IDW. From Joe Lansdale writing and Tad Galusha.
I've not heard that name in a while.
Yeah, Joe Lansdale.
Not Tad.
I've never heard Tad Galusha, but yeah, it's been a while for Joe. He usually goes by Joe R. Lansdale.
Yeah.
This is Bubba Hotep in The Cosmic Bloodsuckers, number 1. And this is...
the Peanut Gallery likes it.
President Nixon has discovered an alien threat, and he knows there's only one man he can reach out to for help, Elvis Presley. But will Elvis be enough to defeat a horde of cosmic bloodsuckers? I'm guessing yes, but maybe he'll get some help from some other dead celebrity.
Yes.
Dead celebrity.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Bubba Hotep was an awesome movie. I love that movie. Can't recommend it enough. David Letterman.
Yeah. Coming from IDW, that means that that's going to be a miniseries. They don't tell us how many in it.
No, I'm guessing
4 or 5.
6. Yeah, somewhere in that area.
Yes. From Dark Horse Comics, this one is a miniseries. It is 5 issues. The Ether returns with Copper Golems, or Ether. The Copper Golems. There's a "the" in there somewhere.
Ether Ore.
Hey, I like it. Number 1, this is written by Matt Kent and drawn by the amazingly talented artist David Rubin. Very European style, but
yes.
I love it.
Esticle.
So this is the second part to they had a previous miniseries with this, and previously the scientist by the name of something that they're not saying there, I can't remember his name. He goes to this ether realm, world, dimension by basically wanting to kill himself. You have to be in a frame of mind to kill yourself in order to access this area. So.
Man, Riggs goes there all the time.
No. Bad, Mark. But something's happening in which the portal is weakening and cracks are happening, and there's magic being unleashed into our world. And so now Boone, that's what his name is, Boone has to go on an adventure with many other powerful beings to seal these cracks and save our reality. There is the grumpy spell-writing fairy, a bickering lavender gorilla, and a bull-headed, which I'm guessing that maybe is literal, bull-headed motorcycling spell hacker. So the heroes are going to set off on an adventure that will take the readers through the center of volcanoes, deserts full of living mummies, and sphinxes and a bizarre fairy forest in an effort to save both worlds from complete destruction. Sounds awesome.
It does, actually.
Variant cover to this one by one of my favorites, Mark, not so much so, Paul Pope.
Oh, I mean, it's just...
It's the squishy heads.
It's the squishy heads with no room for brains. Everything else is okay.
I like, yeah, everything. Yeah, I understand that.
All right, next up from me, from Image Comics, this is Flavor #1. I think this is actually ongoing. This is Joseph, is it Keating or Keatingi? Keatingi.
I guess that's always that
Keating.
Yeah.
And Wook Jin Clark.
It's Will Clark's brother. Wook and Will. They went on Love Adventures together.
They formed the Goonies, didn't they? Series premiere. Within a strange walled city, an unlicensed chef discovers a mystery that threatens to end it all. This is a culinary epic adventure where chefs are the ultimate celebrity and food is the most valued commodity. The high-stakes competition of Hunger Games collides with the lush Miyazaki-esque world building. I don't know what that means.
I think I do because I think they mentioned that Hungry Ghosts, but
okay. In this delectable new ongoing series featuring culinary consulting and bonus content by Ali Bouzari, renowned food scientist and author of the IACP Anyway, it's a book about food.
Every now and then you'll see they'll have some sort of topic genre or something that starts to overtake everything, zombies or
now
vampires. And every now and then, I think it's going to be food because you'll start seeing these food-related things, and then they kind of die away, and then they come back. You had Starve, which was great. You've got the Hungry Ghost that's going on.
Chew, kind of.
It's about all kinds of food.
Yeah.
Some not so appetizing.
Yeah.
If you are hungering for more of the Hunt for Wolverine, we've got the next mini-series up for you. It's called Claws of the Killer, #1 4-issue series. Mariko Tamaki is on board to write, and Butch Geis? I don't know how we've ever said Geis. Yeah. Hey guys, hey you guys. is the artist on board?
Chris Hunter said it was.
I think I'd said Geis, and then I heard him say that, and it threw me off. But he mispronounced.
I just said juice.
The juice. Finally, the juice. So keep your friends dead and your enemies deader. So as word spreads that Wolverine may have returned from the grave, a handful of his greatest adversaries come together to track him down and put him back where he belongs in the grave. But the brutal and horrific nightmare that Sabretooth, Deathstrike, and Daken uncover can lead to even more death than even these vicious killers can handle. Right now, Sabretooth's on a good guy team, and Daken has just recently joined the X-Men Blue, so...
Yeah. And Lady Deathstrike was in, Weapon X, right?
I don't know if she was fighting her with or against, but she was in there. But, I mean, so I don't know if they're reverting people back to what they originally were now that Wolverine's back, but they're doing something.
Okay.
Something.
A
little something.
All right, Marvel Comics. Mighty Thor, Gates of Valhalla, #1 of 1. Jason Aaron.
It's Valhalla.
Ramon K. Perez, which is really awesome.
Yes, love his art.
This is The Last Goodbye. The death of the mighty Thor has come and gone, but Jane Foster's power to inspire lives on, even in the far future. Don't miss the tribute to Jason Aaron's epic tale of Thor. So Jason Aaron is writing a tribute to himself. Way to go, man. Way to go. He's probably the only one that wanted to. I was not impressed. Jason Aaron's epic tale of Thor and the mighty hammer Mjolnir, Meow Meow, whatever you want to call it. Drawn by rising star Gene Bartel. Wait a minute, I thought Ramon K.
Perez, yeah.
And with or without a Thor, the War of the Realms continues. I mean, there's a Thor. God bless me. As Malekith's power grows, the realms will fall. And who is left to stop him? Eisner Award-winning artist Ramon Perez kicks off the next. So who is it? Okay, so art by somebody.
My
really pissing me off.
we divvy up these solicitations, and I probably should know better than give Thor.
You probably should have.
Mark's very passionate.
Hi, I'm
about
Jason
this.
Aaron, and I'm going to write a tribute to my own story that ignored everything else.
Upward and onward. From DC Comics, we've got miniseries New Challengers, #1, 6-issue series. Scott Snyder and Aaron Gillespie will be writing this, and Andy Kubert, Klaus Janson will be on board for the art. This is spinning out of the pages of Dark Knight Metal, or Dark
Actually looking
Knight
forward to this one.
Metal. Now, yeah, it's been a while since we've had a Challengers book, a very long time.
Yep.
So I think this is definitely one that is going to be on a lot of people's list here. Make sure you pick it up, add it to your pull list, because it's going to be gone. I mean, all these have really been
They've been
disappearing.
selling very, very well.
Challengers Mountain has returned to the DC Universe and chosen a new team of explorers. 5 misfit strangers are given a second chance at life, but only if they obey the orders of the mysterious professor and execute deadly missions in the most unexplored corners of the multiverse. And if the new challengers of the unknown fail, it will be more than just their own lives that hang in the balance, or are snipped and fall, or something. I don't know. Who knows?
Who knows?
It looks pretty just from the preview pages I've seen of it. So
Yeah, that should be good. Should be fun.
looking forward to it.
All right, back to Marvel for me. Quicksilver, No Surrender, #1 of 5. Saladin Ahmed doing the writing. He was on Black Bolt, I think. Eric Wynn, Martin Simmons doing the cover. Racing out of the pages of Avengers, No Surrender. Quicksilver's super speed and abrasive personality have always isolated him, but he's never been truly alone until now. Trapped beyond the perception of friends, family, and allies, Quicksilver wages a one-man guerrilla war against a monster that he's not even sure is real to save a world that he may never be a part of again. Yes, a psychedelic survival thriller, unlike anything you've ever seen before. So you probably should.
How great would it be if where he finds himself is like the Malibu universe or something like that?
That would be cool, actually.
It's just-
I wish they'd do something.
Bring
with
it
those
back.
characters. Yeah. Bought them all just for the coloring technique.
Absolutely. We have the Superman special that's coming out from DC Comics. This is #1 of 1.
Did you read that like the church lady on purpose?
No, I did not. I had a little burp there, so I was
Okay.
trying to get through it.
The Superman special.
It's Ian Flynn and various are on board to write, and Scott Godlewski. Ooh, that name looked easier than it came out of the mouth. There's some molasses coming out of that mouth, son.
Oh my gosh.
And Various will be writing, so Various will
Various.
be on board for
Yes. Good
the
old reliable Various.
writing and the
You know it's
drawing
going to
there.
be good.
This is The Promise, which is that song that the hair band did back in the 80s. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to find the right words to say.
Oh God.
I know.
Don't-
No, that's called The Promise.
Okay.
Okay, super. I would love if they based the story around something like that. That'd be so bad. Talk dirty to me. You like rat?
Oh God.
Superman's world is about to change in a big way, but before it does, the Man of Steel has some unfinished business to attend to. That is the business of Dinosaur Island. Superman and a forgotten soldier of the past take one last trip together into the abyss of tomorrow as Captain Storm, cool, now stands face to face with the world of today. This exercise special also features stories by Mark Russell and Ian Flynn that I mentioned, and Carrie Andrews and Brian Hitch will be on board for art. Is that the thing? I don't know why I get into this habit of saying on board. Is this the thing that Dan Jurgens gets to wrap up his, or was that the
That
previous
was the
one?
action one.
The action one.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had our action special. This is a Superman special.
Captain Storm, huh?
Captain Storm. Yeah,
That's why you said on board.
on board. That's a cool. That's a cool blast from the past there. Go.
Okay, Okay, see? Next up, see? Walk Through Hell #1, see? Yeah. Aftershock Comics, see? Garth Ennis and Goran Sudzuka. These two FBI agents walk into a warehouse, see? Special Agent Shaw. Okay, this is Walk Through Hell #1, in case you couldn't decipher any of that, which I'm probably not. From Aftershock Comics, Garth Ennis writing, Gordon Sudzuka with the art, and Special Agent Shaw and McGregor handle the routine cases nowadays, which is just the way Shaw likes it. She's pushing 40, a borderline burnout, the ghastly memories of her last investigation still clinging like shadows. McGregor is younger, more dedicated, hanging on to some measure of idealism, whatever the world might throw at him. When two fellow agents go missing inside a Long Beach warehouse, Shaw and McGregor are sent to investigate. But what they find waiting is far from routine, as the local police have already discovered to their cost. Before the night is out, our heroes will encounter terror beyond their most appalling nightmares. I'm sure it's Garth Ennis, so I'm sure they will. Yes. In a place where the night may never end at all. At all, see? See?
I love when Riggs was reading it. He was like, she's pushing 40. That's not old to me. Of course, I'm pushing 42, so I don't know what that...
I've already pushed past that.
Riggs is way... He's heading close to 40 squared. Yes, he is. Another one-shot here. Last one from Marvel Comics. This is X-Men Wedding Special. Mark Guggenheim is on board.
Got some stars in this one. Best crossover ever.
Oh gosh. Mark Guggenheim.
Riggs, you want to come read this?
Oh man. I don't know why.
It's just one of those things when the sillies hit you.
Oh man, okay, so we had the X-Men Wedding Special from Marvel Comics. Mark Guggenheim is writing, and Greg Land and various will be handling.
Which one's drawing Captain Storm?
They will be handling the heart.
It's just one of those things, man.
Woo. All right, X-Men Wedding Special #1 from Marvel Comics. Obviously, Marvel handles the X-Men. Mark Guggenheim and Greg Land are your creative team on this book. You will get a beautiful cover.
Yes.
By J. Scott Campbell. Chris Claremont returns to the X-Men. I guess he's one of the various that's writing this book. One of the biggest milestone events in X-Men history is almost here. Kitty Pryde and Colossus are finally about to tie the knot. They're going to get married.
It's a sailor's knot. Captain Storm's in there.
But what's a wedding without the respective bachelor and bachelorette parties? You'll get to see Mark Guggenheim. There's Kelly Thompson also, and for two parties that can only be celebrated X-Men style. So they're going to play a game of baseball. All this plus Kitty and Colossus story by legendary X-Men scribe Chris Claremont, but no Dave Cockrum.
No Dave Cockrum.
Or John Byrne. Neither one of those. Somebody else will be handling the art.
Dave Cockrum is unfortunately dead, and John Burns dead to everybody.
It's dead to everybody, or everybody's dead to him.
Yeah, whatever.
One way or
Either
the other.
way.
There.
Either way.
Whew. So we.
Probably be getting a call next week.
Oh, we made it through that, but we've got a little bit else to do. I'll let you handle this.
All right, take a breath.
Whew,
All right, back issues of the week. I said issues on purpose. This is a two-parter crossover. Back in the, I guess, late 70s, early 80s. The first part of this takes place in Marvel 2-in-1 number 17. Spider-Man and the Thing, two of my favorite wisecracking superheroes, team up in this story. This picks up the issue before this. Ben Grimm was in the Savage Land. It was a Khazar, which is a pretty good issue too. And he's still stuck in the Savage Land, and he is like climbing on a volcano for some reason. I don't know why. And Spider-Man is fresh off of a two-parter where he's used Dr. Doom's time machine to go to the future, and he ends up with Killraven and then Deathlock, which is another cool little story, but that's not what I'm talking about this time. This one's written by I'm blanking. Golly. Bill Mantlo. Bill Mantlo writes this one, and this is 2-in-1 issue, so Ron Wilson is the interior art. He also does the cover. This is where they team up against, I think, the Thing's mostly in this one where he fights the Basilisk in the volcano. The Basilisk beats him, and he's using some kind of method to transport the volcano into, of course, New York Harbor, where we pick up in Marvel Team Up number 47. Also written by Bill Mantlo, but drawn by longtime Marvel Team Up artist Sal Buscema. This picks up right where it leaves off, where the volcano is in New York Harbor. Spider-Man, for some reason, has to investigate the volcano because he's Spider-Man and he loves volcanoes, science stuff. I don't know, Peter Parker and science, he can't keep him away. And so he revives the Thing. There's a lot of wisecracking, a lot of fighting, a lot of clobbering, and it's just a fun story. Good little two-parter. I had fun with it when I was a kid. Pretty reasonably priced, and a good, nice little throwback there.
That is a crazy little angle that he turns his head there.
Yeah, he's the Thing. That's why they call him the Thing. This is actually a Gil Kane cover by
Gil Kane cover.
Yeah.
For me, new. I'm going with the new X-Men Blue, number 25. We still have these out on the shelf. You can find the back issues. I think we have pretty much all within this run that I'm referring to. What I really like about this is the issue 25, $4.99 for this one. I think they're usually $3.99 for the regular copies. You have taken, this was intended to be the book that was focusing on the Avengers Lost in Time, the original X-Men team that were brought to the present by Beast and stuck there, found to be not really of this world, but
don't make my head hurt.
Yeah, something there. But they were being led by Magneto. I did not pick up, and still would have to go back and look to see what happened, because for some reason now they're in space. And Magneto has assembled a crew of new X-Men, which I just questioned earlier, has Dakin. And you get two Wolverines, James Hudson from the Ultimate Universe has crossed over. You get Blind Girl, who I can't recall her name.
It's probably Blind Girl.
This is Storm from another, I think she's a futuristic Storm, where she's a vampire as well. Zorn, and you get Magneto's daughter, not his daughter, now his daughter again, Polaris. And you have Magneto's kind of, I guess, been assembling this team that won't they accept this responsibility of becoming an X-Men team here, mostly because a lot of them are outsiders or villains. And he is forced to have to take on Miss Sinister, Bastion, Emma Frost, and Havok, all on his lonesome there. But it's been a long time since I've been able to read an X-Men comic and just have fun with it. And they've week in, week out, whenever the X-Men Blue comes out, have definitely been giving us. They have throw some scenes where they go and explore what's going on with the original group there. I don't care about them. I like what they're doing with. Well, I like seeing difference. I mean, how many of these people, other than, I mean, you have a different Storm, but how, other than Polaris, who sometimes is on a team, how many of them are usually in an X-Men book, other than being a villain? So, fun stuff. I've enjoyed it quite a bit, and if you feel like you have been missing out on a good X-Men story, I think it's well worth checking out there.
Cool.
So we've got fun stuff. We've got some Marvel Team Up and 2-in-1, which I didn't realize those ever connected with.
They did. That was the only time that I'm aware of.
That's pretty cool. And we have some X-Men Blue with number 25. I think we're on number 27 now, but you can play catch up if you need to with that. Lots of new comics that we talked about here. So, do the usual thing in the video besides liking, subscribing, sharing, all of that. Comment on which ones you're looking forward to. Comment on books you will also be picking up in addition to. Comment on the books that we reviewed for you with the Marvel 2-in-1 Team Up and X-Men Blue.
X-Men Blue.
Beyond that, Mark, anything to add?
Just a little tidbit that I read today. In the next few months, all DC titles will be $3.99.
Oh, are they cutting them back to?
I don't think they're cutting them back. I think they're just all going to be $3.99.
Ooh, we'll see how that goes.
Yep.
I have to imagine that they're going to try to adjust for that, but we'll see.
You would think.
We'll see. So, we are Excalibur Comics, Cards, and Games. This is our YouTube channel. This is what we do, and we're going to be back in a week to do it again with you. Do it.
Do it. Do it. Captain Storm.
On board.
We're all on board.
So until next time, read great comics, comment on our video, and we will see you in the comic shop. Bye.